Megan, and today I'm going to do just a quick video on some tips that I have if you are shopping at Marshalls or TJ Maxx, because I have shopped at those stores for many years and I feel like there's just some certain things that I always do that I'm not sure if everyone knows. Maybe these are like super obvious, I'm not sure. If you just haven't really shopped there very much for makeup specifically, these are really important tips in my opinion that I think will save you a lot of money in the long run. So the first one is to always open the packaging to make sure the item has not been touched. So this is mostly applicable to makeup. So always open the box and see what's going on in that packaging. So if it's like an eyeshadow palette, like pull it out, open it up. It might be broken, it might be swatched. Like, it always disappoints me when like one eyeshadow is swatched and it's just like, why did someone have to do that? And I guess this is a good disclaimer to say, don't touch the makeup at Marshalls and TJ Maxx. Like, it's not there for you to swatch it and put it back. It's not a tester. So like, don't touch the makeup. Like, just open it, look at it, and like put it away if you're not gonna buy it. But definitely check it out. Make sure that it's not touched. For lipsticks, open the bullet and roll it up and make sure that it doesn't have like you know, you can tell when a lipstick is not brand new if someone's like applied it to their hand. Hopefully did not apply it to their lips. That is disturbing. And always check, even if it has those like black, it's like a black circle with like string or something around it to hold it and make it more secure, or even those that are in a plastic box with like a latch. If I want to buy something that's in those types of secure packaging, when I go up to the register, I ask the cashier, after you remove that, can I just look at the product to just make sure? And I have had it happen where it's in a more secure packaging, yet it is still touched and used. And I don't know how that happens. Like, I just don't really understand. But even if it seems like it's more secure, still check up at the register before you buy it, because it might have been touched along the way before it was ever put into that secure packaging. So that is like my #1 tip. Sometimes there's like boxes, like a box of makeup, but the product isn't in there because someone has stolen it. So it's like the Wild West at Marshalls and TJ Maxx. So you really have to be careful and make sure that the products are in the packaging or have not been touched. Another thing that's kind of hard to tell if it's been used is like lip gloss or cream eyeshadows that have like a wand. So what I do is I unscrew it slightly and open it a little bit to see the stopper. And where the stopper is, if there's product around the stopper, you know that someone has pulled it out, and you don't know if they've swatched it, if they put it on their lips or their eyes or whatever gross people do at TJ Maxx and put it back in. Like, you don't know if they just took it out and put it back in without using it. But I still would not buy it if it has makeup around the rim, because you just don't know how many germs or how contaminated the product might be. So always just like pull it out slightly. Don't pull it out all the way, because now you've made it look like it's been used. So just pull it out slightly. If it doesn't have any product, you should be good to go if you wanted to buy that product. So that is like my #1, like, please check these things before you buy it, because if you take it home and you see that it's been done and you go to return it, they should take it back, but they might think that you did that to the product. And it's just a lot easier to avoid if you check that before you actually purchase it. My next tip is to always look up the product online before buying it. So a lot of the time product is at Marshalls and TJ Maxx because it's just not that good, or it didn't sell very well. And sometimes there's like incredible products at TJ Maxx. But I always try to look up swatches of makeup before I buy it, and reviews, especially for skincare products. I love trying to find skincare at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, but a lot of the times, again, it's there for a reason. There's certain problems with it, and the reviews will definitely tell you that. So I like to just quickly do a Google search of it. If it's makeup, I try to look up swatches, so I'll type the product name, swatch, and in Google, see what pictures there are, see Temptalia's review, and see if it's like patchy or not that pigmented, pigmented. And then for skincare, I always look up reviews of the product. A lot of the times I found products that seem amazing by really great brands at Marshall's, but the reviews are horrible, and I'm just glad that I didn't waste my money by not looking up the reviews first. Like, I really use my phone in store as like my resource, and to just make sure I really want to buy the item before I actually do. So always look up reviews and look up the swatches if it's makeup. And then I always like to verify the original price. So Temptalia does a great job. If she reviews a product, she'll write the price in her review, and the price that she writes in her review is the original price. So you can verify, like if it's a MAC product that you find, you can go to her website and see the original price of that product, and then you can compare it to the Marshalls or TJ Maxx price. And sometimes the prices like don't add up, like it's a not very good deal. Sometimes, like very rarely, but sometimes I have found that the price at Marshalls is actually more expensive, and sometimes that's because other retailers are discounting the product. So that's a good tip. If you find it at Marshalls, maybe do a quick Google search and see if it's on sale at Ulta and Sephora or other retailers, and see if it's even cheaper at those places. Usually Marshalls has the best prices, like the lowest, but sometimes you can find some great deals at like the original retailer. So I always try to just look up the original price and make sure I'm getting an absolutely great deal before I go through with buying it. And I think that this is really important. This is a way that I've found a lot of hidden gems at Marshalls, but knowing brand packaging and brand logos really like gives you an edge against the other people that are just kind of looking at it without a lot of like knowledge about brands or packaging. So I know that like First Aid Beauty has very specific colors in their packaging, and they have a specific logo, as every brand does. But the packaging especially is really important to be able to like look through everything that you're seeing and be able to pinpoint like, oh, that looks like that brand, and then you can look at it, see if it is actually that brand, because there's a lot of times at Marshalls and TJ Maxx there's like those knockoff brands that the packaging looks really similar, but it's not that actual brand. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But if you know brand packaging and just can like really look, especially like in the back rows of shelves or like the things where they put like the mascara and whatever, if you can look like all of the back products, you might find some awesome stuff that's kind of hidden there that someone might have hid for whatever reason. But like always check to make sure you're looking at like all the layers of product, because there's some stuff that is probably overlooked because it's just like in a mishmash of a lot of stuff. And the one thing that I'm so disappointed about my last time going to Marshall's is I found some beautiful Marc Jacobs lipsticks for like $9 or something, like something so cheap. And it was, the packaging wasn't very obvious. It was with like a ton of stuff. And when I discovered it was Marc Jacobs, I was like, hallelujah. But someone had swatched it, and it just like, it made me so mad. Like, oh my god, I want to cry just thinking about it, because it was the most beautiful color, and I've never had a Marc Jacobs lipstick, so just would have been one of those like bucket list things, like, yeah, I got it for $9. But yeah, definitely check the packaging, know the packaging of the brands, and always check that it's like not swatched. And the last thing that saves me the most money over time at Marshalls and TJ Maxx is asking myself if I really, really want this product, or if I just want to get it because it's a great deal. And that's something that I think a lot of us struggle with when we go to Marshalls and TJ Maxx. Everything, for the most part, is such a great deal at such a huge discount, especially for high-end makeup. To find it at Marshalls is like, oh my god, obviously I have to buy it because it's so much cheaper than it used to be. But do you really want it? Do you really think you're going to use it enough times to make it worth it? Like, you have to decide that for yourself. Like, I can't tell you what the limit of that is. Like, for some people, using a $20 product once is worth it. But for others, they have to use it at least 20 times to make it worth it for the same $20 product. So a lot of the times I think, how much will I really use this? Do I have things similar to this in my collection, or similar enough that I don't need to buy another thing that will probably just collect dust and I maybe will use once or twice, but that ultimately won't stand the test of time in my collection. I bought a lot of stuff at Marshall's over the years that I've decluttered because I was so excited at the time and I really wanted it because it was so much cheaper than the full price. But I truly didn't use it and I didn't love it as much as my other products that I've really thought about before I bought it. And that's a big distinction because at Marshall's and TJ Maxx, it's impulse buying. And that's like the whole marketing thing of TJ Maxx is like, you never know what you're gonna find. It's an adventure, it's a treasure hunt. And that's exciting, but it can get you into trouble when you buy things that you're probably not gonna use very often or love over the course of like however long the product lasts. But you might find amazing things that you truly will use a lot, or things that you always wanted but you didn't want to spend the money on. Now they might be at Marshall's and you're like, oh my god, like this is amazing. So it's definitely like knowing yourself, knowing what's worth it for you, and just making that decision. But those are my tips about shopping at Marshall's and TJ Maxx. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I would love to have you here, and definitely let me know if these tips helped you, and even if you knew them, just commiserate with me in the comments below about people swatching makeup at TJ Maxx. It is literally the bane of my existence. So thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate your time, and I'll see you soon. Bye.